Welcome to VAR India News Hour. Make sure your security allows you to scan a link before opening it. Cyber terrorism is any premeditated, politically motivated attack against information systems, programs, and data that results in violence. Cyber criminals are always looking for new ways to acquire new victims. They will look to exploit platforms, operating systems, applications, infrastructure, etc. to execute their scams and malicious activities. Discord is the most popular chat platform for gamers. However, threat actors are now spreading malwares through this app, in which information stealing malwares is used by cyber criminals and threat actors. WhatsApp and Telegram are other messaging platforms that are already in the news. The bottom line is that individuals and businesses need to understand that there is always going to be a risk associated with using any application on the internet. Other organizations and experts suggest that less harmful attacks can also be considered to be acts of cyber terrorism as long as the attacks are intended to be disruptive or to further the attacker's political stance. In some cases, the differentiation between cyber terrorism attacks and more ordinary cybercrime activity lies in the intention, that is, the primary motivation for cyber terrorism attacks is to disrupt or harm the victims, even if the attacks do not result in physical harm or cause extreme financial harm. Many cybersecurity experts believe an incident should be considered cyber terrorism if it results in physical harm or loss of life, either directly or indirectly through damage or disruption of critical infrastructure. However, others believe physical harm is not a prerequisite for classifying cyber attack as a terrorist event. Let's look into today's headlines in VAR India. DICGC bill cleared by the cabinet, says Finance Minister. The Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced that the cabinet has cleared the Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation, that is DICGC bill, which would ensure an amount of Rs 5 lakh stored in bank accounts. After the Deposit Insurance Credit Guarantee Corporation bill is enacted into a law, depositors of troubled lenders would be able to retrieve up to Rs 5 lakhs from their bank accounts within 90 days, Union Minister Anurag Thakur said. Apart from the DICGC bill, the cabinet has also cleared the proposed amendments to the Limited Liability Partnership Act. The SaaS journey in India to witness a big leap with an initial investment of $85 million. India's SaaS industry could reach $1 trillion in value and create about 500,000 new jobs by 2030, according to a recent study by SaaS Boomi consultancy firm McKinsey and industry trade group NASSCOM. To address the opportunity, 4 high-profile entrepreneurs came together to kickstart India's SaaS journey. Girish Mathrubootham of Freshworks, Manav Garg of Eka Corporation, Shubham Gupta, formerly with investment firm Matrix, and Avinash Raghava, formerly with NASSCOM, iCert and SaaS Boomi, said it has created a venture capital fund called Together Fund with an initial corpus of $85 million to back young Indian startups operating in the software as a service space. The company was built and helped startups to scale and win customers globally, and also back about 100 such firms ready to their next phase of participation in the country's startup ecosystem. Israel spyware firm NSO's owner to be liquidated. When there are multiple owners for taking the key decisions, then the result is open. That is what we could see from the Pegasus scandal. NSO Group will be dissolved after a months-long dispute between its partners. The private equity firm that owns NSO, the Israeli spyware company at the heart of the Pegasus scandal, is being liquidated. The spyware has been used to infect the mobile devices of targets to extract messages and record calls. However, NSO has denied any wrongdoing, calling the allegations false. Uniphore to acquire Jakarta for transforming contact center automation. Uniphore, a leader in conversational service automation, that is CSA, announced its agreement to acquire Jakarta, a customer experience pioneer with the industry's leading low-code or no-code platform for contact center automation. Jakarta's advanced automation software brings a proven track record of solving complex contact center challenges and empowering the design and implementation of transformational customer experiences quickly and easily. The acquisition comes at a time when enterprises are having more conversations with their customers over multiple mediums and modes of communications. Everstone and Yondr Group to invest $1 billion in data center business in India. Private equity firm Everstone Group and global data center major Yondr Group have set up a $1 billion, that is Rs 7,445 crores joint venture to operate data centers in India. Yondr Group is a global leader, developer, owner, operator and service provider of hyperscale data centers. The joint venture has acquired land for its first data center project in the Mumbai metropolitan region, which will operate as Ever Yondr, the firm said. It will be operating under the brand name Ever Yondr. The first facility will deliver 30 megawatt by 2023 and 60 megawatt of IT capacity when fully developed. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to VAR India News magazine. You can download the VAR India app from Google Play Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.